Now, who can go right in a creation like this if the shaitan again? But originally, this is Allah's beautiful creation. So with shaitan influence, Allah's caution, he said, don't let his thing, and don't let it deceive you. And this is what Allah says. And Allah says about the life of this world. Then Allah says, وَلَا يَغُرَّنَّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ, listen, غَرُورٌ, and don't be deceived about Allah by who? By the master deceiver. First, he said, don't be deceived by this life. But then he let you know now there's a master deceiver that's trying to, but he doesn't say don't let the master deceiver deceive you about this life. Listen, he says, La yanguram bekumu billahi baruru. Don't let him deceive you about Allah, the master deceiver about Allah. Because if he deceives you about Allah, you done in this life. You understand? If he gives you a picture that Allah just looking to punish you, that you can't make no mistakes, that Allah is just evil and just every little mistake he's going to punish you. And Allah tell you in every surah, I'm merciful, I'm merciful, I'm merciful, right? If somebody play on you when you're a Muslim and you can't do nothing, man. So like, man, I don't want to be a Muslim. It's just too much restraint. No, Muhammad the Prophet came to free your mind, your heart, your spirit. So Allah say here, don't let this life deceive you. But then he say, the arch deceiver is deceive you about Allah. You understand? I can't explain. I'm just going from here. But you picture that. He say, don't let the arch deceiver deceive you about Allah. Know that Allah is the greatest. Know that Allah is all merciful. Know that Allah is with you everywhere you are. Know that Allah is kind and merciful. Allah is all wise, etc. We know what it is. So he said, don't let him give you the wrong pictures of Allah. Allah says, Qul huwallahu ahad. Say your Lord is one. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. He's eternal, right? Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Don't let him deceive you and think there's many gods, right? Don't let him deceive you to commit shirk. Don't let him deceive you. He says he's one. He's eternal. He begets not, nor is he begotten. There's none like him, right? And we can go on and on and on. And I'm so tempted, I don't have time. We know Ayatul Kursi. You go read that. Baqarah 255. Don't let the arch deceiver deceive you about Allah. Allah says, he says, Huwa Allahu ladhi la ilaha illahu, alimul ghaibi wa shahadati huwa rahmanir rahim. Say, he Allah, none worthy of him. He knows the unseen and what is witnessed. Huwa Allahu ladhi la ilaha illahu, malikul qudusul azizul hakim. Right? That Almighty Allah. We can go on and on and on, right? That he's all powerful, merciful. So Allah say, so brothers and sisters, just trust in Allah. In all the difficulty, have faith in Allah. Know that he's there. Be patient, alhamdulillah. So Allah said, don't let the arch deceive you about Allah. And Allah clarifies and makes it clear who the arch deceiver is. And he does that in ayat 6. He says, Inna shaitan. You hear me, brother? Cool out of the right? Allah says, shaitan. Not your brother, not your sister, not your mother. Hello, right? Not your brother, not the guy on the other side of town, not this one, not that. Look what Allah says. Inna shaitan lakum anduun. That shaitan is your enemy. Not me, not him, right? Not your cousin, not homeboy, none of that. He might influence all of that. They're the demons behind what's going on in our communities, right? So Allah said, no, skip that. I mean, you got to protect yourself. But that's the man. He says Shaitan is calling the shots, right? So Allah says, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Amin. He says, Inna Shaitan lakum anduun. Then he says, Fattakizuhu anduun. So take him as your enemy. Don't get clearer than that, right? He says, Shaitan is your enemy. So you take him as your enemy. Listen for his whispers. Seek Allah's protection, etc., etc., etc. And then Allah says, and I'll just for time, he said, and he calls you to be a part of his party. And Allah says, لِيَكُونُوا مِنَ أَصْحَابِ السَّعِيرِ. And he calls you to the blazing fire. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Isn't Allah just so beautiful in Quran? Allah tells us, I give you mercy. I open it up for you. There are those who want to close it. Have faith and trust in me. Don't let this life deceive you. You're going to have challenges in this life, right? We're all going to be tested. He said, but remember, Allah's promise is true. Promise, strive to be right. Be patient. I'm closer to you than your juggler vein. You make mistakes. You make tawbah. This, that, and all of that, right? So Allah's is true. And I was reading, and you will probably see me smile under here. And you heard this, and we have to close. That on that day, Shaitan is going to say, hey, man, I don't know, Brother Derek. I don't know who stop. You're hanging with him, right? You're going to say, I just called you, and you came. Then he's going to say, you didn't know, but you followed me. I didn't make you follow me, right? He's going to leave us hanging, right? So Allah cautions us against that. But what we want to emphasize, and we close here, be grateful like we talked about last week. Know Allah is kind and merciful, and be grateful for Allah's favor in your life. And we can see, we may dismiss, not think about the fact that we can see, hear the small things. Just the fact that we're here today, right, brothers and sisters? And each day, each second, be grateful to Almighty Allah. And as we started out, if you weren't here, Allah said, it is He who originated the heavens and the earth and made angels with wings, 2, 3, and 4. And He says, whatever He opens up of His mercy, use fakia of His mercy, know there's none that can hold it back. Okay? Always remember that. And let us show love, whether we can be physically embracing or not. Let us have love for each other and keep each other in our prayer, whether we sick or whether we doing well. Be thankful for yourself. Thank you for your brothers. Thank you for this community. And be grateful that you're a Muslim and you're a believer. And you can see every day you have your right mind and your right spirit. Allah is most kind and most merciful. And never, ever, ever forget that. And be thankful for each day and each second. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I can't say it enough. Love you all. One brotherhood, one community. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. الحمد لله رب العالمين.